Hi class, I would like to review the homework sheet that we did regarding pH and pOH. Just a little review. pH of a solution indicates how acidic or basic that solution is. Many of us know the pH range is if you're below 7, you're on the acid side, which means you have a higher hydrogen ion concentration. And if you are basic, you have a higher hydroxide ion concentration. And then, of course, if you're neutral, this is all according to the Arrhenius theory, we know the hydrogen ion concentration is equal to hydroxide ion concentration. Okay? So, as another refreshment, remember hydrogen ion concentration and hydronium ion are equivalent species. They mean the same thing. So just as a review of what this sheet went over, we had said the product of the hydrogen ion concentration and the hydroxide ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14. So that was known as the Kw. It's a constant. So if we are multiplying, we add the exponents. That was very important. And those exponents have to come back to negative 14. Now, as a refresh, pH is the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration. So pH is based on H+. pH is based on H+. So if the hydrogen ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 6, then the pH is 6. Remember, we didn't have to go crazy with logs. On the Regents level, the negative log just becomes the exponent. So if a pH is 6, the exponent is the negative 6. So we know it's the trick. Now, pOH is also the negative log of the hydroxide ion concentration. So it follows the same pattern. If you know the hydroxide ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 8, then the pOH is 8. So we had said now together the pH plus the pOH, the sum of those two always has to come back to 14. So I'm going to adjust. We asked to complete the chart. We'll put a picture of the answer key up as we always have since September. But you should take a look and realize that the pattern is very predictable. If the hydrogen ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 5, then pH is based on H+. So the pH is 5. Tells you right away, the pOH has to be 9 because 9 plus 5 is 14. Therefore, the hydroxide ion concentration has to be 1.0 times 10 to the negative 9 because the product of the hydrogen ion concentration and the hydroxide ion concentration has to equal 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14. So negative 5 and negative 9 brings you back to the 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14. Because as a reminder, when you multiply scientific notation, you add the exponents. This would be acid because the pH is 5, so it's laying on the acid side. Just in case you don't remember, pH of 7 is neutral. Down here, acid, 7 is neutral. Going above 7 to 14 is base. Okay, now that's looking through the eyes of the pH scale, which is based on hydrogen ion concentration. So if we look at number 2, does it make sense to you that if the pH is 7, then the hydrogen ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 7? If the pH is 7, then the pOH had to be 7. Therefore, the hydroxide ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 7. Hydrogen ion concentration multiplied by hydroxide ion concentration would bring us back to 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14. And in this case, if it's a pH of 7, it's neutral. Looking at number 3. If the hydroxide ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 4, then isn't it true that the pOH is 4? So what does the pH have to be? 10. So the hydrogen ion concentration, which is based on pH, would be 1.0 times 10 to the negative 10. Because this solution has a pH of 10, we would classify it as being basic. So I can go on, but we're going to post the answer key. Here it is. And I'll just go right down to number 7, because I have it in view. Same idea. For number 7, we were given that the hydroxide ion concentration is 1 times 10 to the negative 5, which means the pOH is 5, which makes us understand that the pH has to be 9. Why? Because 9 plus 5 has to bring us back to 14. If the pH is 9, the hydrogen ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 9. If the hydroxide ion concentration is 1.0 times 10 to the negative 5, then the pOH is 5. So it has to be a base. Okay, so now, if there are no further questions on this, we can just post the answer key and move along. Neutralization and titration is next. See you soon.